Spoilers and offensive content to come.
We are Carlos and Dave Anime Rave. We are the best anime reviewing reaction show on the internet. Dave, I'm scared. Because you have one of those smiles on your face that says, "Oh good, I delight in Carlos's pain."
Well, you shouldn't, because this is a follow-up to a series that we enjoyed back in the day.
Which one? Oh god, they didn't make an Escaflowne sequel, did they?
No.
Oh, thank Jesus.
No, this is Kino's Journey to the Beautiful World.
Oh. Is this actually a sequel and not a remake?
No, it's a reboot.
Okay.
But then again, this or say, oh wow, I had the title of the show, but I just slipped. The one where the guy's going around with all
Mushishi.
Yeah. This or Mushishi could have a reboot so easily.
They're very similar now that I think about it.
Well, this or even King of Bandit Jing.
King of Bandit Jing is the odd man out of those three shows.
True, but again, you could reboot it with doing no harm.
Yeah, probably.
Because there was no real ongoing story.
Yeah, he had an owl that he shot Mega Man arm blaster things through.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
He never ran into the same person twice, other than the guy on the motorcycle.
Sure.
That would do the mail.
Sure.
So, let's jump right in and see if Funimation can pull off a dub as good as the original.
Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the original Kino dub, Hermes was voiced by a woman, yes?
I don't remember, but it was more of a childlike voice.
Obviously, Hermes is a motorcycle and genderless, right? And this isn't what I'm bringing up. I'm just curious.
Well, what I think is a little bit deeper here is, in the original, unless you knew that Kino was a girl, that was a revelation that we didn't find out until almost the very last episode of the original Kino's Journey.
I thought she was a woman since day one.
And the voice,
I thought it was very obvious.
The voice was chosen the way it was to make you still believe that Kino might be a guy. Very much so. That was a revelation.
Hey there.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Are you two from the country up ahead?
No, but I'm on my way there right now.
Hey, so am I. Isn't that a nice coincidence? Say, how about you carry half my stuff?
Afraid I can't do that.
Same.
Oh, man. And here I thought you were friendly.
I could have said yes and then made off with it. I'd get there first, with plenty of time to sell it all, too.
I guess. But hey, forget that. What have you heard about this country?
I don't know too much about it, but someone told me that people are very polite there.
What kind of idiot told you that? They couldn't have been further off the mark. I'll tell you what I know. In that country, you can kill people.
Wait, what do you mean?
They don't have any laws against murder. It's legal there. Though for some reason, it's still a crime to steal.
A country where you just get to fuck people up if you don't like them.
You see, I just said off the mic, what sort of fucked up places is Kino gonna go today? Because Kino went to a lot of really screwed up places in the original.
I think 95% of the places she went to were fucked up.
I mean, I think the most reasonable place that she went to was the final episode where the parents wanted her to take the kids with her on a little trip because they knew that the town was about to get wiped out. And the kids stayed behind anyway, and the whole town got wiped out. Yeah, that was the most sane town.
Yeah, and most sane. People who just are going to sit there and be murdered by lava. Real sane. Move! They knew it was coming!
One of the best and kind of soul-crushing episodes they had, outside of that one, was the one where she visits one town, and that town, the next town next to it, used to be in a war, but then they decided to not be at war by having games they held every year where both sides tried to kill the indigenous population, and those who racked up the higher count won that year.
I'm sorry, why didn't the volcano town just move? They knew the lava was coming. It seems like a bad idea to have no laws against murder.
Wow, so it's a country of the purge.
See, yeah, it's a country where the purge is just always active. The idea behind the purge is that it's one night out of the year, which for some reason solves all crime every other day of the year. I kind of want to watch the purge.
It was garbage.
You know what? I believe you.
And I'm willing to say that the new Stephen King's It movie was okay, and I'm calling The Purge garbage.
Roger that. Roger that, Stephen King's Purge. Okay, let's look at this through the lens of what the show's trying to present. A country where murder is completely legal, but there are still other laws. What's it trying to say? Is the idea that if your other laws are in order and you take care of people, there's no need for such a law because no one will to kill each other? Or is it some weird libertarian nightmare where the villain from Metal Gear Rising Revengeance took over and he believes everyone should be able to start their own wars?
Both could be interesting. Let's see. I'm really liking the music, actually.
Yeah, it's mellow. It's nice. That's the thing about Kino's journey. It was, despite how fucked up the locales Kino would visit were, the show still was very relaxing because it's a lot like, it's just a show of discovery. Kino's discovering this world she lives in. This dub is interesting because Kino's voice in the original show sounded a lot more womanly, and here she sounds younger. I don't think either is wrong. It's just an interesting, different take on Kino. I had asked earlier if we had the Japanese language track on this video file. We don't, because I was curious to know if the Kino sound the same in the two shows, but I can find that out later.
And it's funny that you say that Kino sounded womanly in the original. I don't think the Kino did. I think the Kino in that show sounded actually masculine.
See, I never got that from her because one thing about anime that I don't like is that they try to have teenage girls talk like they're prepubescent for very bizarre and sometimes pervy otaku fan catering reasons, right? Instead of making them sound like adults, like they would sound after puberty affects their voices, right? And I always appreciated that about the original Kino show because the dub, to me, she sounded like a woman. She sounded like someone who's past puberty and will sound this way. And I always appreciated that about the original dub. Not to say this dub is wrong. I think Kino's voice, she sounds a little more youthful, but she doesn't sound like a little kid.
Well, you have to remember, Kino, they never really gave us an age for Kino, other than when Kino got the bike, when the former owner was killed, protecting her from her crazy, fucked up country. She was still young. She was in dresses and everything else. She was a young girl.
Being in a dress is not a signifier of being young, Dave.
Okay, granted, but you know what I'm saying.
No,
she was in her early teens.
Sure, but still, though, the show picked up. Like, her voice in the past was still young in that episode. And the show picked, like, when our main area, the time frame the show took place in, was when she was older, years after that incident.
We were never told how long.
I think her voice tells that story. Plus, she looks older between those segments. Like,
that could have just been experience, though.
In that flashback, she looked like she was shorter. She had a more youthful countenance about her.
It could be. Absolutely.
Granted, that's the original show. We're talking about the new one now. So.
Yeah, and even then, I couldn't place how old Kino is here. I mean, she could be as young as 16. She could be, 25. Watch it, Kino. That cow might have a gun. It's giving you the stink eye.
That cow wants her so dead.
It's like, I am not being your burger. See, and there's one of those scenes that just makes you uncomfortable. It's like they talk about it so normally.
Here's the thing: I'm not uncomfortable yet because if he's like, you never know, and then like a Nazi shows up and this guy offs the Nazi, I'm like, no, this guy's on the level. I am comfortable around crazy old gunman. He's the serial killer, isn't he?
Probably, but hey, if it was a white supremacist Nazi, yeah, sure. Open fire.
Because anyone who wants to go shoot them, I am not uncomfortable around.
But let's keep it into this show rather than real world topics.
Fair enough. Yeah, sorry, I just ate 17 bazillion pancakes, but I'm good, thanks. I'm just gonna go into that alley and die.
Well, I think there's about to be a shootout.
I couldn't fucking off that many pancakes, and I'm huge and love eating.
That didn't look like a pancake snack. That looked like a fucking cake.
Yeah, at that point, pan can be removed from the word. So I wonder if this town is just full of people who, like, they don't look at mortality as this precious thing that needs to be too celebrated. They're like, we're okay if we die at any point. So live happy. I could kind of see that being the moral message here. It would be interesting, though, if her refusing their dessert meant they tried to kill her.
I think that might be what's about to happen. This is kind of the style of thing that Texas thinks it does. The open carry, the everybody can be armed nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Yet it hasn't stopped one frickin' massacre.
No, there's mass shooting, every week in the States these days?
Every day.
Every day, right. Nobody's bothered by the fact that Hermes can talk, and I don't recall seeing any other talking motorcycles. So are talking motorcycles a thing in this world?
Maybe just talking technology. Like, there were countries that Kino went to where they were like, oh, your bike talks. How quaint. And then they just moved on. Like, it was never
and then they
my God.
And then they would skin their neighbor because it was skin your neighbor country. Like
Yes, it was.
Ha! I found you! Yeah, that's right, you! The brat on the motorcycle!
What do you want?
I want you to grab your stuff and put it on the ground.
Why would I do that?
Your travel gear must be pretty heavy, right? I'm offering to relieve you of it. I'll make use of what I can. The rest I plan to sell for cash. That'll help fund my new lifestyle.
No, thank you.
You get it? If you turn me down, I'll fill you with holes. And take it after.
He's gonna get so killed!
He's about to get shot by 100 people.
You idiot! Did you not pick up what these people are about? They like her. They're gonna murder you right away! I hope his head explodes when 30 simultaneous bullets hit it.
And this is the joke. This is the fucking joke. It's not that they just outright kill each other. It's that anybody fucks with somebody. Kino's not even gonna have to freaking draw, probably.
Probably not. One of them straight up just has a kitchen knife ready.
Two of them, they were dual wielding.
It's like, I was cutting some filet, I was gonna make some beef Wellington, but I guess I'll make some fool-ass Wellington instead.
They were waiting to see if Kino was gonna pull her gun as well. They would have taken them both out.
And that's why Kino did not pull her gun.
She
Astute observation.
So, there's no need for police when everybody's willing to...
That's really well done. Like, they showed her practicing, and the show makes you think, oh yeah, she's gonna outdraw this fool, which, real talk, Kino would kill this guy in a second, right? But yeah, she figured it out. They don't like troublemakers here. And this guy's making trouble, and she's not, so they're gonna just kill him! Mm-hmm. Good observation, Dave. Good observation.
They're fucking wasting this fool!
Wow, his death is gonna be awful. I approve.
Nice shot. Through the arm. And that wasn't just a normal frickin' bolt. When he pulled it back, it was impaling on him.
Yeah, it was barbed or something. Like,
oh, for the greater good.
It's weird. It's like it's a trap for people like him.
It really is. Dude, you are so fun.
But you are so gonna die.
So that was episode 1 of the new Kino's journey, and I've got to say, I love this episode.
One thing the original show did not do, and one thing the original Kino did not do, that I'm glad to see that this show and Kino also do not do, is judge. They never, the show itself, nor Kino, the protagonist, they never frame the places they visit as fucked up or good or any judgment call. They are passing through. Mm-hmm. And they're showing that to us. They are not telling us what to think. Mm-hmm. They are saying this is how it is. Draw up your own conclusions. We are allowed to say this seems like a good place to be or not. We're allowed to make that determination. The show does not feel the need to force us what to think and say. And I really like that about this episode. It seems to encapsulate that spirit of it. And this is a place that never was in the original Kino's journey.
No.
So not only is this a reimagining of Kino, but it does so in a way that is not immediately drawing from an episode of the original. We get a new take on it that is still correct and with all the qualities of what Kino's journey was. So it's super appreciated.
Which is what I'm hoping the entire thing is don't do a location over again, because there was a lot for them to draw from. It went on for a long time in manga form. Mm-hmm. So they have a lot to draw from, so they don't even have to go to where the original did.
I agree.
This was stellarly done. I mean, the title threw us off right up until the very end where we finally got it.
Yeah, people are like, yeah, there's no law here against killing. Still, though, we don't like troublemakers around here.
Yeah.
And we're legally allowed to kill them. Like this guy, you're right, the stupid Zell tattoo guy completely misjudged the place. Kino understood it. She practiced drawing her weapon. She never drew it out because she did not want to be one of the troublemakers. Mm-hmm. She's like, you know what? This guy, Kino realized, and you pointed this out, good observation again, Kino realized that guy goofed. She realized this guy's gonna die. I'm just gonna get out of the way and let it happen. Mm-hmm.
Like even everybody leaving the area at first gives you the idea that no, this is allowed, you can fight it out, nobody's going to interrupt. But then Kino's looking, it's like, no, this isn't right. This isn't what this place stands for. And Kino just worked it out.
Yeah. And again, we are not told that this is an ideal place, nor are we told is it wrong. And Kino herself, to the second traveler she met, told him that she thought he'd like it. She never recommended it. She kind of gave him a warning, it may seem weird at first, but
stick it out.
Stick it out. And that's kind of Kino's whole philosophy. She never, even in the original, when she went to that town where the two sides killed the indigenous population, which is an awful thing, Kino herself never said, this is an awful thing you do. She observed it and she moved on. She's Uatu the Watcher. Yeah. Much cuter, but Uatu the Watcher nonetheless.
I mean, she'll get involved when she's forced to.
To defend herself.
I mean, we did see her kill in self-defense.
Yes, absolutely.
But she never went on the offensive.
That's right. She never picked a side. She killed to protect herself.
Yeah.
Because her journey, Kino is a perfect example of a character in fiction that fits the true neutral space.
Yes.
The D&D alignment chart, she is true neutral. She's absolutely true neutral.
Yeah, no, they nailed this. I mean, the animation is great.
It's good.
Again, when they go to the whole CG motorcycle driving off and coming in, it kind of looks a little bit clunky.
Yeah, the frame rate dips a little bit on those parts.
But it's not, 1990s CG, so it's all good.
The animation is nice. It's nice. It's not stellar, but it doesn't need to be. I like that, when that guy was obviously going to die, they showed some gore, some blood, but only enough to get the point across. Mm-hmm. It was never a highlight of the show. It's just enough, right? No, I'm great first episode.
Yeah, and just the way that it had us on edge, like, oh, she's gonna say no, are they gonna pull their guns? I mean, it had us fooled, and I love that. And the dub, from what I can tell, is doing a good job.
Yeah, it seems like a good dub. Absolutely nothing wrong with this dub. I like good dubs. I like good dubs. Like good dubs, Chief.
Thankfully, this is another good Funimation simuldub.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I would not mind seeing more. Let's see what fucked up place Kino goes to today.
Okay, why does every town have a wall around it?
Their countries, Dave.
Well, I guess this is one thing that always bugged me in the originals. She says she's going from country to country.
Yeah.
Now, this would have to be a giant freaking world, or we're talking small city-states.
I mean, here's the thing. Let's look at a country we live in, Canada. Second largest or first largest country in the world. I forget about size difference right now. Let's pretend every province in Canada was a country.
Mm-hmm.
Then, yeah, I could see that, after you leave the capital of one of these provinces, it's taken you a while to get over to the next one, and you're almost going to arrive at their capital, right? And a lot of them are landlocked. So I can totally see the situation if you think about her being in a place like continental North America, or even continental Eurasia would have a lot of countries she could just bike to. And we don't see the travel time, too, right? When we don't need to for Kino.
No, but I guess what bugs me a little bit is the way Kino's journey seems to go is, countries, their borders tend to slap right up against each other. Now, in almost every town so far that we've seen, they're all walled cities.
We're on episode 2, though. We've seen 2 of them. But, you're not wrong. In the original Kino's journey, if you think about them as all being city-states, it makes sense, too. It could simply be the nature of Kino's world. The point of Kino's journey is to show traveling through these disparate regions and these disparate ideologies and people and themes.
Sure.
So a world of city-states works for this purpose.
Because, even back in the original Kino, each state had a wall around, their entire area. Almost kind of like how Hyben and Renmei had the town and the entire countryside covered with the wall.
Oh God, Hyben and Renmei.
I still love that show. But it seems like there is countries covered in walls, and then there's dead space in between. So it would be like having Alberta here, have a giant wall around it, and then to get to the next city-state, you had to cross Saskatchewan to get to the next city-state.
I mean,
that's all I'm saying.
When she says country, though, she could also just be referring to capitals. Because I'm pretty sure that these large swaths of prairie in between are not just not controlled.
Dead zone, yeah.
Because there are roads. So there's something happening.
Just my thoughts.
Okay, we had an episode about this town, this country, in the original Kino's Journey animated series, but it was in the latter half of the show. Here it's episode 2.
Except that one wasn't so much for citizenship.
No, weren't the similarities similar? Kino got to the country, they captured her, forced her to participate in the games, and she ended up winning. She beat that prince, who then tried to hit on her, and then she told him to fuck off because he's a brooding emo.
That's part of it.
Sure.
Why do I think in this version Kino's going to kill the king?
Much like the old version, yeah, the winner gets to add a new rule.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And,
wasn't her rule that the king had to fight first or something?
It was something like that. It ultimately meant the end of the games,
yeah.
Whatever rule she added before.
Yeah. Wow, they are just accelerating on this.
Yeah, there was a 2-parter in the original show. I appreciate that Kino wastes no movement if she can avoid it.
Yeah, one bullet, well, let's face it could be one bullet, one kill.
Yeah, what did a Bobo think he was going to do against a smaller person with a gun? Of course he lost. She would This is like death battle rules. You look at these two and you're like, oh, well, she's little and she's good with a gun, and he's a giant mess with a ball and chain. she'll kill him in a second.
You have to admit that takes some really fine skill.
And that's why she practices.
Shooting that chain.
And that's why she practices. She has the perfect arm. She has a fairly powerful but compact handgun that she's just super accurate with.
Yeah.
And it's perfect for her frame and for her abilities.
What
right?
I like is she has a handgun, what looks like a 6-shooter,
Mm-hmm.
and then an actual regular handgun as well.
Yeah. Why not? They're probably not that heavy to carry too. Okay. Did that woman just hit on Kino?
Yes.
And $1 million question, did that woman know Kino was a girl?
Probably not, because they're all still mistaken Kino for a boy.
You know, the Yuris just always have to be ruined for me.
Kino just has a lot of just
They
friends
just have
moments.
to be ruined for me. But I'm okay with it in Kino's journey because, asexual, romantic representation in fiction is also lacking. So I'm okay.
Sorry.
I think I'm okay. I don't know if I'm okay. I might not be okay. Let's continue.
These guards are way too cheerful to be going along with this sort of stupidity.
Hey, look at the real world. Where people gleefully condemn others to torture and death and deportation, right?
She's following her own principles, staying no more than 3 days in any one country.
I'm sure there's some people that would argue that Kino participating in these games and making an impact like this kind of goes against her character and not interfering with a country. I disagree. I think just by visiting a country, you're leaving a bit of yourself with it and taking a bit of it with you. So I think it's totally okay that Kino murders an autocrat.
Well, and on top of that, I mean, she's not being given a choice. She could either fight, or she'd be put into slavery.
And that's part of the experience, and she is, as a truly true neutral character,
Yep.
This is something she accepts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, a sword that wouldn't take a bullet before breaking.
Now, hang on. What if this place has, like, adamantium? And he forged his katana out of adamantium.
I'm pretty sure she just made an adamantium bullet.
I've recently learned that part of the reason katanas were brittle pieces of crap is because of the various metals that the Japanese had access to.
They did not have access to good metal.
And that if you make a katana from modern metal, that it's absolutely strong and good.
Sure, just not the mythological weapon they try to make.
Oh no, it's not the super weapon that otaku fucknuggets will argue it is.
Do you know what's behind you? The one I want to take out is there.
Wait, are you serious?
Just duck!
Kino killed the shit out of that king. Fuck his shit.
Holy shit.
He didn't even see that shit coming. He's just like, what's she doing? And then his head exploded like a watermelon.
That wasn't just bullet, armor piercing. That was a fucking explosive round. Holy shit.
Dave, make as many losing your head puns as you want now.
Well, the battle really went to his head.
Okay, next.
Would you say he got skull fucked?
Third one.
It kind of filled the air between his ears.
Make it 4, Dave.
This has been a really heady topic.
Let's take it to 5.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, we got 4.
Holy shit.
You know, this show gets suddenly very violent at the end of episodes. It's like, everything's nice, it's kind of neat even when stakes are high, it's pleasant. And then blood, and explosions, and blood. I approve. I like... You know what? I think I like this new Kino better than the old. Because the old one kind of got wrapped up in the majesty of itself a little bit.
Maybe.
This one, Kino just fucking off to the... Kino has committed regicide within 2 episodes. The best regicide I've ever seen.
That king was a real pain in the neck.
And we got 5. 5 for Dave. Good job, Dave. You topped your old record of 4 set earlier today.
I'd just like to point out that usually when armor-piercing bullets pierce bulletproof glass, it creates a small little hole. So it blew out. I'm surprised those girls aren't dead.
Yeah, they should have died.
Because the shards would cut them to pieces. Damn! Or the explosion.
I think I'm in love with Kino in this show.
Everyone! Due to an unfortunate accident, your king was slain by a stray bullet. My condolences. But I still won this fight. That makes me a citizen. Since I won, that means I have the right to impose a new law in this country. Starting right now, every free citizen of this country will fight their friends and neighbors. The fighting will continue until only one is left standing. They will be the new king. This is the law now. Follow it.
Why? What the hell did you just do?
Die!
Oh!
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Hey, kid, why did you...
Oh, hey, old man. You should probably get out of this country as soon as you can.
This is a very different thing than what happened before. Kino literally just...
Off the entire civilization.
She is hard fucking core. She is thug life.
No.
She fucking murdered a king. Straight up to everyone's face, been like, oh, look, he got killed by a straight bullet, kill each other. And then left as the blood started flowing. I am so aroused right now.
I don't disagree with her actions. This is a civilization that was willing to watch people kill themselves for their enjoyment. Fuck them.
No, I'm not saying that she's wrong. I'm saying she is hardcore. I am saying that you do not fuck with Kino right now. She has established that she is unfuckwittable.
Yeah, I have no problem with what happened here. None at all. It just...
I hope every episode just ends with violence. I definitely think the reason this happened now is so the prince can be an important character later. Especially since I'm pretty sure he was in the intro.
Could be.
Yeah.
Which would actually be rare for a character to pop up again. Now, granted, I haven't read the original light novels or the manga, or whatever this came from. But it always seemed like Kino ever ran into a person once.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment.
So if he does run into... Being both travelers, I can see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that means something or not, I guess we'll have to see. But no, I like how this episode went in this version. Besides the head blow off part.
Oh, I like
that was fantastic. It really highlights how awesome this version was.
Oh no, a stray bullet killed him. Oh no.
But I mean, yeah, in the original it was 2 episodes. Because there was talk with the different combatants that Kino had. And she got to like a bunch of them. But they all had their own reason for wanting to make a rule. So I don't mind them narrowing it down, making it just, Kino's experience versus the multiple character version. I think this is turning out better than the original.
So then...
It's simple. Something's slowly coming our way.
You think? What's that big?
Look, there. It's big enough to be a country.
Did you see the teaser for the latest Injustice 2 DLC pack?
You mean Turtles?
Yeah, the Ninja Turtles.
I've seen screenshots.
Yeah. That was kind of a surprise in it. They showed Ray Palmer and Enchantress fighting, and then all of a sudden a Psy pops out, and people are thinking, is it Melina? And then it's fucking Raph in a trench coat, and the Ninja Turtles come out being like, we fight as a team. And I'm like, well, that's surprising. They seem to be infecting everything, because Kino is about to get run over by the fucking Technodrome! I don't think we saw this thing in the original show.
Definitely not. It's very odd that she would say 5 to 10 days. Her rule has always been 3.
She paused before she said it, right? So obviously, I'm pretty sure the plan is still 3 days. She said 5 to 10 for some other. She's anticipating something.
You're right by saying Technodrome. I think it's bigger.
Oh, it is far bigger. Krang would look at that thing and be like, oh my, that thing is far bigger than my Technodrome. That's what Krang sounded like, right?
No, not at all.
Nailed it.
It's its resources by running over cities. Place bets?
Knowing this show, you have about a 100% chance of being right. We've made peace with the fact that we wreck shit as we steamroll through the landscape.
Wow.
Kind of want to live in this place.
You would.
Fucking, I get to live in technological comfort while I ravage Mother Nature by simply existing? Yes, please.
You're a monster.
You know what, Dave? You're not wrong. See, they're being nice. They're trying to avoid the houses. I don't see why these assholes have to be so fucking bothered about the fact that it's gonna tear a fucking scar across their lands like the Lich King did to Quel'Thalas.
Well, and the fact that they're probably going to destroy most of their crops.
Like the Lich King did to Quel'Thalas. The other side, the Lich King comes up, he's like, what the fuck? Can you move? No, sir. We, this guy's a nerd. We need to move our country through. Can you move? No. And that's how the Technodrome fought the Lich King on Kino's journey, this beautiful world. There's huge technological disparity between the various countries in Kino's journey, the beautiful world.
Just the small bit. I mean, it went through that wall like a hot knife through butter.
Like you have some countries that are like, you know, they're reading by candlelight, and others that are technodromes with lasers and modern cars, and others that are like quaint 1930s European places where everyone has a gun. And it's funny as fuck to see the disparity when dudes with normal cannons need to fight the laser dome. Like,
well, and this world almost seems to be like you took all the other worlds of DC or Marvel and slapped them side by side, kind of thing. Just because you have that disparity. Like, these guys obviously were conquering countries, yet they're getting their asses kicked by somebody who doesn't even want to fight them.
A sniper could take them out.
What? Perhaps, but no one in this country is that good of a shot.
I'm a decent shot. Would you like me to take care of it? Open it, please.
Careful out there.
okay, Kino, sweetie, I think you might enjoy killing people.
I don't. But she's not talking about taking out the people.
She will indirectly be doing so. Okay, I'm just... Okay, can we talk about something? I think Kino's taking her objectively indifferent stance perhaps a bit too far. Like, oh man, these guys are awful. Oh, they need a gun? I could do it. I mean, wouldn't want to inconvenience this place I'm traveling to. In a way, she's as much of a steamroller as this giant steamroller she's on. Which I think is the point. Now all this show needs is Yuri, and it will be my favorite anime of all time. Kill the shit out of them, Kino. I'm all aboard your genocide. I love new genocidal Kino.
That country was interesting. And bothersome, too.
Which one?
Both, actually.
I thought as much.
I mean, the country that got bulldozed only walled off those plains so they could extort whoever needed to get through. They kind of deserved what they got.
Yeah, it was just too high.
The border wall? Or their toll?
Actually, I guess both. If they'd asked me for something other than the woodsman, maybe offered to let me work to pass through, I probably would have gone with it.
Did Kino stay on the fucking Technodrome to avoid paying a toll?
They wanted her gun, so she basically...
That's why she wanted to stay those many days.
Yeah.
To get through. That is so evil. I am in love with this Kino.
And that's why Kino was willing to shoot their freaking, their missile sites. That was her toll to the country she was in.
Is this what the light novels were always about and the old anime just got it wrong? Because I'm starting to think that's what happened. I have never been more in love with an anime character than I am right now. Holy fuck. Kino, have my children. Like, I don't even want children. I mean that in the... I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm so just mesmerized by the lengths she went. I love that this Kino's gonna keep traveling, damn it. And if anyone tries to inconvenience that, a lot of people die or get hurt. The next episode is Ship Country. I hope it involves shipping. And I hope Kino just fucking kills so many people. I gotta tell you, Dave, I was not expecting to enjoy a Kino's Journey remake this much.
Oh, that was just stupendous.
That was, I think stupendous is the absolute correct word to use.
Oh, I just love how it all comes together right at the very end where everything just clicks.
Hey, Kino, aren't you a little worried they're going to take revenge? I'm not going to fucking be here for long. What do I care? What's her D&D alignment? Here's the thing. I argued for it being true neutral. I think that's still valid, but it's definitely the most fun true neutral ever. Whatever works for me. That could make her neutral evil, but I would argue that for her to dip down to that, she'd need to enjoy inconveniencing people.
Yeah, I know. Neutral evil or chaotic evil doesn't really fit her.
Or lawful evil, for that matter. No, she's true neutral. She's absolutely in the middle. And this is what... Look, people, if you play D&D and you're GMing and you want to make true neutral characters or you want to play one, this is what you do. You don't just be a chaotic mess. You embrace the neutralness that has ever neutraled. Oh, Kino's Journey, the beautiful world. I loved these first 3 episodes. I think the second one was my favorite, but still, man, all of them have been amazing. Davanil, do you have final thoughts about these 3 episodes of Kino's Journey, the beautiful world?
No, these have been, well, yes, they've been just amazing.
This is already better than the old series.
And I love the original series.
I didn't hate it.
Another show I've gone back and watched here recently. And no, I enjoyed the original Kino's Journey, but this is so much better.
All they need is Yuri in this show, and it will be my favorite anime.
They don't even need that.
Shut up. You know who shouldn't shut up? Carlos Dave Anime Rave, the best anime review and reaction show on the internet, which you can find at animerave.xyz. Go there and watch us back, and make sure that you leave us voicemails if you have any feedback or any suggestions for what to watch. And make sure you check out our Patreon at patreon.com/ChaseFaro. You can find the link on that site, on animerave.xyz, I mean. If you want to send us a tip or some money, if you can afford it and you like what we do. Dave, please enlighten the people on some travel advice to send us off.
Check out our reviews of Kill la Kill.
That's not travel advice.
Oh.
That's not travel advice.
That was a...
Oh, you mean as people travel to check out our reviews?
Exactly.
specifically of Kill Kill,
Hey,
which we need to finish watching the retrospective dub review and put that up.
Kill la Kill, Yuki Yuna is a hero, and the many others that we've done.
A couple we're going to record today, Steven Universe and Star Wars Force of Evil. And make sure to destroy any who prevent your travels. I cannot believe she did that.